You could be better than everyone around you, more talented, smarter, more experiences, and still be invisible. Nobody knows your name. Nobody's coming to you for work, and nobody is sliding into your DMs asking if they can collaborate with you. And it's not because you're not good enough at what you do. Trust me, I believe you are. But it's because you are not caring enough about your personal brand and reputation. Today, I'm going to walk you through the 3 biggest mistakes that I see people make with their personal brand. These are the mistakes that are keeping you at 0. And the worst part is most people don't even realize that they're doing them. The first mistake that I see is probably the most common one. You're posting content, but you're not building a brand or a reputation. You post a reel here, a carousel there, and maybe you show some of your work. But there's no real thread connecting any of your content. There's no positioning, no clear messaging, and no North Star that is holding everything together. And I get it. When you're starting out, you just want to get out there. You want to post everything and anything. But content without a brand is just noise. It's like throwing darts in the dark and hoping that something sticks. Content is the vehicle and your brand is the direction. And if you don't know where you're going, no amount of content is going to save you. Let me give you an example. Say you're a freelance videographer. You're 19, you're good at what you do, and you're posting your work on Instagram. Sick editing, clean transition, and amazing color grading. You get really inconsistent views, a couple of hundred, maybe a couple of thousand here and there because a video went viral, but you have no brand because nobody actually knows who you are, what you do, or why you're doing it. You are legit a walking portfolio, and it's very hard to stand out when everyone is doing the exact same thing, just posting their work. Let me give you another example. Maybe you work a full-time job. You're a marketing coordinator at an agency and you know more about content than probably half of the gurus online, including myself. But you post nothing. You save hundreds of posts saying, oh yeah, I'm going to make content soon, but you never actually do. You've consumed everything, but created nothing. And the sad part is that all the knowledge is locked away in your head for the world to never see. Both of these people have skill. They both have knowledge, but neither of them have a brand. And without a brand, you have no reputation. And with no reputation, you are invisible. So here's the fix. Before you post any piece of content, get clear on the following. Number 1, who are you talking to? And I don't mean anyone. I mean one person. One specific avatar that you want to attract with your content. Because if you're speaking with everyone, you're connecting with no one. Number 2, what do you want to be known for? Pick a lane and own it. You don't have to have everything figured out, but you do need direction. People need to be able to associate your name with something that you do. Number 3, what's the narrative? Every piece of content that you put out into the world should feel like it belongs to the exact same story. If someone scrolls through your last 9 posts, they should be able to tell what you're doing and why you're doing it in about 5 seconds. And here's the difference between someone that just posts content for the sake of posting it and is actually building an intentional personal brand. The brand returns dividends. It brings opportunities, clients, trust, and reputation. Content with no brand is just entertainment, and nobody wants to be stuck being an influencer or an entertainer. Alright, mistake number 2, and this one is a massive deal. You don't exist where decisions are made. 76% of people check your online presence before they even decide to work with you. That's 3 out of 4 people before they send you a DM, an email, or even call you. And if nothing comes up on Google, Instagram, LinkedIn, or even AI tools when they look you up, you've lost trust before you've even had a chance. Most people think that building a personal brand is just on Instagram and TikTok. Post a couple of reels, build a following, and you're set. But that is only a fraction of it. Your personal brand is your entire digital footprint. It's what happens when someone searches you up at 11 PM the night before they meet you. It's not just social media anymore. It's omnipresence across Google, LinkedIn, websites, articles, everywhere. Let me paint a picture for you. Let's say you're a freelance videographer quoting $400 for a video gig. The client that you're pitching to is also talking to another videographer that is quoting at $800. Double your price, but the other one is way more omnipresent. They're across Instagram, YouTube, they have a following, and people know who they are and they have credibility. Who do you think got the job? It's definitely not the cheaper one. It's the one that looked like they existed. The one who looks established. The one whose brand says, I'm serious about what I do. And here's the thing, you never knew that you lost that gig because the client just went with the one that showed up online. Or think about it from another angle. You're working at an agency, you're brilliant at what you do, but nobody outside your department or company knows who the fuck you are. When you eventually want to go solo, get a better role, or start that consulting business that you've been talking about, you get nothing. 0 digital footprint, no authority, and no proof of your thinking. You're starting from scratch when you should have been building for years. Your personal brand needs to exist in at least 3 different platforms outside of Instagram. Number 1, Google. When someone searches your name, something should come up. A website, a LinkedIn profile, a press article. If nothing comes up, you're a ghost. Number 2, LinkedIn. I know, it's not the sexiest platform, but this is where real business decisions are influenced. This is where the people with money are actually paying attention. If you're not there, you're invisible to the people that can actually change your career. Number 3, AI. This one is relatively new and most people haven't even caught up to it yet. AI tools are already pulling information about people. When someone searches up your name, your business, or even the best people in your industry, it's going to pull data. And if it can't pull anything, it has nothing to show. And if there is nothing to show in this world, you do not exist. I need to be very, very clear. Your personal brand is not your Instagram feed. It is your entire digital footprint. And if the only place that you exist is on Instagram Reels, posts, and stories, you're leaving reputation on the table. Okay, mistake number 3, and this might be the most destructive one. You're waiting to be ready instead of just being real. You've been telling yourself that you'll start when the time is right, when you have a better camera, a better setup, better lighting, a better microphone, a better this, a better that. But that day never comes, does it? Perfectionism is the number one killer of a person's ambition, and that is especially true for content. And I say that with full, wholehearted conviction, because it disguises itself as a high standard. It makes you feel like you're being responsible, being smart, and that you're just not quite ready. But really, it's just fear wearing a nice outfit. I see this all the time. Someone will rewrite their LinkedIn post or their Instagram script 12 times before they even hit record. They change the hook, they remove the personal story, and then they add it back in, and then 3 weeks later it's still sitting in the drafts. They spent more time working on one piece of content than people like me spend making an entire month's worth of content. And they've published nothing. Meanwhile, someone with half their knowledge is just posting it messy. It's not perfect, the grammar isn't great, the hook could be better, but it gets 50 comments and lands them a freelance client because of it. All because they posted and the other person didn't. Or think about the person that films everyone else but themselves. They've got a $5,000 camera. They can shoot everyone, but they're afraid of shooting themselves because they just don't think they look professional. They'll spend 2 hours editing a client's video, but they won't bother to give themselves 30 seconds to make a video about them and their story. That's not high standards. That's avoidance. Your first 50 pieces of content are going to be average. Accept it now, because mine were. The brand will not be built on one perfect post. It's built through volume, iteration, and showing up even when it's uncomfortable. My life changed in 4 months through consistent posting. 4 months, that's it. But the only reason that happened was because I stopped waiting for it to be perfect and I did it messy. I stopped trying to make every single post perfect and I just published. The people who win in this game are not more talented. They're just the ones that started before they felt ready. If you're watching this on your phone, you're already half the way there. You have a perfectly good camera that you can record content with. All you need is a simple backdrop, use the wall in your bedroom, and one key idea that you can start talking about in multiple different ways. Stop overthinking and just start doing. All right, let's really quickly recap. Mistake 1, you're posting content but you're not building a brand. No positioning, no message, and no clear North Star. It's just noise. Mistake 2, you don't exist where decisions are made. No presence outside of Instagram. Not on Google, not on LinkedIn, nowhere. You're invisible in places that actually matter nowadays. Mistake number 3 is you're waiting to be ready instead of being real. Perfectionism is killing your momentum before you've even started. And the worst part is that the people that are making these mistakes are usually the ones with the most to offer. They've got the skills, they've got the knowledge, they've got the experience, but nobody knows it because they're not posting content. If any of this sounds like you, the fix isn't complicated. It's just uncomfortable. But I promise you this, the cost of staying invisible is way higher than the discomfort of putting yourself out there.